In this video, I'm gonna walk you through a quick and simple process for finding, vetting, and then ultimately selecting new worship songs for the congregation at your church. If we haven't met yet, my name's Jake Goslin, helping you lead gospel-centered and tech-savvy worship. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't wanna miss out on any of our latest tips to help you grow yourself and grow your worship ministry. So about once per month, I sit down to plan out the worship sets for our church. I find this really helps us get ahead, but not get ahead too far. I do schedule my musicians about a quarter out, like 3 months out, but the actual set list only 1 month out. So right now it's mid-February and I'm sitting down to plan out our worship sets for March. At our church, we typically introduce one new worship song per month. It's not a requirement that we have to introduce one new song a month. It's more like a just maximum of how many new songs we would introduce in a month. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it can be frustrating sitting down. You feel like you need a song to kind of fill in some sort of need in your song library, but you just get overwhelmed trying to navigate like where you find the best song to fulfill that purpose. So that's why I want to make this quick video to walk you through my process. First, I'll kind of unpack a little bit of the mindset, philosophy of how I approach selecting a new song, and then I'll just walk you through tactically what I think is the best resource for finding a new song and listening through a couple options and ultimately making your selection. So a couple big picture things about the mindset of this. You know, when we're picking new songs, we're not just picking new songs for new songs' sake. Of course, the Bible does say sing a new song to the Lord. So there's biblical precedence for having fresh new music on a regular basis. But you got to be careful. You can't just pick 5 new songs a month because your congregation will never keep up, never be able to learn those songs. So the sweet spot I've found in my decade of leading worship is about 1 new song per month. And then when it comes time to select that new song, here are the factors I think about and I consider as I go about finding which one is going to be a good fit. You know, the first factor I want to think about is, you know, what season is our church in? And that depends on, you know, what's the sermon series that we're walking through? Are there any major themes that we could find a song that resonates with that? Or maybe just in general, like what's the sense of the current direction that our church is trying to go, where our leaders are trying to bring it? Are there other songs that could really help emphasize that particular theme or goal or mission for the congregation? So I like to think of some of those bigger picture themes that are going on that can inform the song that we select. I also like to think of what season of the year it is. Like if it's December, I'm probably going to pick a song that has more Christmas or Advent theme to it. If it's around Easter, I'm going to pick a song, or leading up to Easter especially, I'll pick a song that has that resurrection theme to it so that come Easter Sunday, the congregation will be ready to sing it. And then another major factor I like to consider is like what's missing in our current song library? What's missing when it comes to theological themes? Maybe we don't have enough songs that are songs of more adoration or praise. Maybe we need more songs of that are more confessional in nature. Maybe we need more songs that just, you know, tell the whole gospel story in one song. Or maybe we need more songs of response where people can really just make a commitment after hearing the word preached. And then finally, the last major factor that I like to consider is just like what's missing when it comes to maybe the song style or energy within our song library. Could we use some more upbeat songs or more gospel flavored songs? Could we use some more just modern contemporary worship songs by Hillsong, Elevation, Bethel, etc., right? There's kind of like these popular genres. I like to have a good blend of all of them. Also, I have to consider what our band and our vocalists can actually pull off. So those are the kind of mindset, philosophical things I like to think about before I actually even start looking at what are the newest, latest songs coming out of the worship music industry. And these factors will play a huge role as we look at the new songs that have come out, like which ones would be the best fit for our congregation. So now let's dive into the tactical part of this. Where do we actually go? So here on my computer, I've got my favorite website for finding new songs and then even getting charts for songs. And this is Praise Charts. I don't have any affiliation with Praise Charts. They have great products, great charts. I actually been using this resource for like the past 10 years. So awesome place to find some amazing charts. But it's also a great place to find which songs are really resonating with churches around the country, if you're in the US, or even around the globe. So I like to go to the website and go to the What's Hot page. And some of you may think, oh, like you shouldn't be just selecting, the top 10 worship songs on praise charts or CCLI or whatever. Well, here's I'm gonna explain why you should. I like to be contrarian about a lot of these things. This is the most up-to-date, accurate data on like what songs are really resonating with lots of local churches around the globe right now. And I like to think of this as a crowd-sourced filtering process that really only the best worship songs, especially when it comes to the newest ones, are rising to the top. I do like to refer to the CCLI Top 100 list, but that is usually like a year behind. They give that more time to kind of to marinate that data, I guess you could say. And then, when you're looking at that list though, it's great, but these are really like the super popular songs more like a year ago. But it's still a good resource. Here's why I think both of these lists are good. I really believe in the collective wisdom of the Big C church. And I think it's really cool for us to now see that wisdom, like literally see it at work in data sources like praise charts and CCLI. And I think it just makes it so much easier for us as worship leaders to just know, there's so many new albums coming out and it's overwhelming how many songs there are, but not all songs are equally good, whether that's the way the lyrics are written, whether that's the way it is musically, if it's singable, if it's going to be even playable for your band. And I like to view this list as a very quick way to find like, okay, those good songs that are most likely, not in all cases, but most likely they have great theologically on point lyrics. The music's going to be great, it's going to be singable, and it's going to be playable, which are really important criteria for picking new songs. So what I'll do is I'll just start going through this list and be like, oh, I've never seen this song before. So for example, Waymaker, we've already been doing that for the past few months. That song is definitely the most popular song in churches right now. It's a great song. We're already doing it. But then I discover a lot of new artists and a lot of new great music. So we got Holy Water by We the Kingdom. I had not heard of them until looking at this list today. And they kind of got a more like acoustic-y vibe, kind of like I don't know, listening to them, it's kind of like reminded me of like Ren Collective, but not Irish. The only thing about their music is like, it's just not a really good fit for the makeup of my band right now. Maybe if we do like a more acoustic worship week, it would make more sense. So I did listen to it though, and I looked at their songs, great lyrics. Like this song, Holy Water, if you're looking for a song that really hits on a more like, confessional nature of the gospel, acknowledging our sin and our need for God, this is an awesome song. So I'll go to the song, and then I'll go ahead and I'll just press play. I'll go ahead and just read the lyrics along. So Praise Charts makes it easy. You can just look at all the lyrics right here. You can play it on YouTube as well. But for each of these new songs I discover here on this list, I just go in, I play the song pretty much all the way through. I like to give a song a whole entire chance for me to really make sure I agree with the lyrics, everything's theologically sound, and then I just like the music just feels right. I feel like after picking worship songs for like over 10 years, like you just kind of get to this point where it's like, yeah, this will really resonate with the congregation, or like, nah, this is kind of like, nah. Then the next song's King of Kings. Already have that one in our song library. Sea of Victory. This is another newer popular one that's come up. I think like it's good. It's not like, oh man, I have to do this song. We already do a lot of Elevation music, so like as I started playing it, I'm like, we just already have a lot of music that sounds like this in our library. I really want to have something else that will diversify it a little bit more. I'll pass on this song for now. Moving down, there's another song by We the Kingdom, God So Loved. This is a good, just like kind of gospel story song, basically pulling from John 3:16. But again, musical style, not really good fit for our band. Then God of Revival by Bethel Music. This is a newer one that just came out. I like it, especially if your church is looking for like some revival themed songs, or that's a big part of your mission. I think this could be a really great song to sing right now. Of all the Bethel songs that have been written and sung, like I don't think it's one of their best ones out there. Musically, I don't know. I just didn't feel like it really resonated, at least with me personally, that quickly. You may think differently. Other worship leaders may think differently. We already have so many Bethel songs, though, in our library. I'm like, okay, I just want to find something else. And then I came across this song, The Father's House by Corey Asbury. of course, when this came out a couple weeks ago, it was everywhere, like on all the social feeds and all that stuff. Big deal, because he like took a year off of writing after Reckless Love, and then he wrote this song, which is awesome. And I think this is it. I think this is a new song that we're gonna introduce in March, because a few things. Like the lyrics of this song are just awesome. It kind of carries on the story of Reckless Love. I feel like, it's like, the Reckless Love kind of hits that theme of like the reckless love of God, welcoming the prodigal home. And now it's like, hey, you're at the Father's house. And it just like, these lyrics are just on point. A lot of this stuff, I just feel like resonates with like the culture of our church and kind of the culture we're trying to build at our church. And then stylistically, it's got this like basic rock band feel, but also has a very gospel-y flair to it with some like great vocals. So we have, any given Sunday, we have like 3 lead vocalists, and we can all do some like awesome power harmonies together. So this is going to be a fun song for that. Great fit. It's going to fill a great need in our worship song library. I feel like so many of the songs are just kind of like slower ballads, even though they're really good songs. Once I narrowed down what song that we want to introduce next month, I'll also go to Loop Community, because I like to make sure that we've got the multi-tracks for it. So I'll just go ahead, The Father's House, give it a search, and looks like Loop Community actually has their Prime tracks for it, which is awesome. It's kind of a bit more affordable way. It's like $25 instead of $35 for the master files. So that is going to be good to go. That's how I go about finding new songs, guys. It's really not rocket science. I think a resource like Praise Charts can carry the brunt of the work for you. And then, of course, I like to save time. I don't like to sit down and chart out my own charts. I don't like CCLI's charts, even though I have Song Select. Song Select I use more for the convenience of just having that database to like integrate with ProPresenter and stuff like that. But I'll buy the chord chart from Praise Charts. I'll take their Chord Pro formatting, paste it in a Planning Center. I'll go and, create our Ableton session with the backing tracks, and then, bounce out a version of that with the original MP3 along with the click and guide cues, upload that into Planning Center, and then that's it. Those 2 things, my band is going to be able to hot log into Planning Center and start listening to and learning this new song for next month. So I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully it'll save you a ton of time as you're trying to find and vet and select great new worship songs for your church. If you would like help from myself and our team of coaches when it comes to planning worship and building your worship ministry, then I want to invite you to check out worshipleaderschool.com. And we actually have a free training. It's an hour-long training, really in-depth. It's going to provide you with this roadmap and show you the 5 steps for building a thriving worship ministry. So go to worshipleaderschool.com. You'll see the link for the free training. But if you're ready to go ahead and just get started with working with our team and building your ministry, then go ahead and apply to join Worship Leader School today. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you found this helpful. Share it with your worship leader friends, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos to help you grow yourself and grow your worship ministry.